recording. So you have to click that button that says got it. And then we're ready to go. All right. And then I'm going to mute everybody. And find your comfortable seat. We're going to do a little bit of sitting. And then we'll get up, and that's what we're doing now more in this class, is spending more time in the standing positions, doing the Qigong and the Tai Chi. But always feel free to stay seated if you need to, or whatever. So again, I'll just remind you the important, and I would say unique concepts that come from Taoist Chinese medicine, sort of Tai Chi, Qigong view, is the two really important concepts are Song and Tong, meaning Song is soft and supple and released, and with that comes space, a spaciousness within the body. So when we relax, it's not a drooping. When we relax, we actually plump. There's actually more space within us. And then with that can then come the Tong concept, which means through, so that there's nothing getting stuck in places. So similar to Greg was just talking about the restless leg idea. A lot of that is like a lack of throughness, a lack of Tong in the limb. And so that means the muscles need to be, contracted and released and contracted and released, so they pump. But then they want to be in a state of Song, soft and supple, and Tong, through, so that nothing's getting stuck and causing. And so same with the nervous system with Parkinson's. With our Tai Chi practice, it's about letting everything get all the way to the ends and all the way back. So keep that in mind as we do our Qigong and our Tai Chi stuff in a moment. So Song and Tong. And we're practicing that immediately by getting to the edge of the chair, arranging the buttocks. Hands are resting on the thighs, but we're not holding ourselves. We're soft, we're relaxed. But yet the integrity of the body, that central line being intact, when you relax, you don't collapse. In fact, you actually get more uprightness, more buoyancy in the body when you arrange your structure correctly and then soften everything. You actually feel a lift from that, but not because you're lifting. It's because you're actually dropping that which is of the earth back to the earth. And then that which is light, loose, lively is above. Breathing long and smooth. The mind quieting, centering, stilling. A concept from Zen meditation, big mind, meaning like the sky. Whereas oftentimes we are identified as the clouds, the thoughts, the emotions, whatever's going on. But as you're meditating, settle more and more into this big sky, this big mind, that your awareness is the sky, the space within which your thoughts are occurring, or your emotions are occurring, or your sensations are occurring, but you're bigger than that, broader than that. We'll just be here another little moment. So there's a process of detaching from whatever's going on, whether it be a physical sensation, emotional thought, analytical thought, whatever it may be. It's releasing that grip on it. Another 30, 40 seconds here. Slide hands forward, drop the head softly. We're just going to do 3 of these, very light, just to induce some movement through the body. Slide the hands back, pull the elbows back, shoulder blades back, look up. Twice more. Slide softly round. Slide back, pull elbows back, softly arch. One more. Settle to the middle. Left hand slide forward. Right hand and elbow slide back, soft twist. And turning back to middle, soft turn to the left. Soft turn to the right. Soft turn. Again, one more each. Really loose, really gentle. Just a easy opening up of the spaces. And arms hang. Soft lean right. Soft lean left. Soft right. Soft lean left. One more each. And back to middle. Now we're learning some new Qigong methods. So we're just learning the arms for this here. So the wrist, like a string, is tied to it, and it's like a little marionette. And if I turn sideways, you see how close it is to my body. So go ahead and rise up like that, and then let it softly fall. Left wrist, rise up, softly fall. Now, as the right wrist rises up, reach like you're trying to touch the floor, that left hand. And then as the right hand reaches down, left wrist floats up. Okay. And then this hand that's up top, let's do these circles with it. So just the left hand goes out in front, down, behind a little bit, right? Just a little bit behind the torso, up, like you're going to tickle your own armpit with your fingers there. And that pathway allows you to then come out again, forward, down, all the way soft, comes under and up the back to the armpit with the fingertips, forward. One more in that direction. So this is the wheel. Okay. Then reversing the wheel. So it comes up to that shoulder height in front. Now the retraction, it has to draw back and under. So the elbow ends up higher than the wrist here. The arm is internally rotated a little bit to allow you to go through and down. Forward. It retracts and comes under, slightly behind, and like a little snake creeping down the back. Up. So that's the wheel. Let's do that with the other arm. Up the back, under the armpit, out, down, under and slightly behind, up like you're going to tickle your own armpit, and then out. The whole time the wrist is very loose and soft. So the hand isn't doing anything major. Reverse that circle so the hand comes up. Right about shoulder height, this is the one that people usually get stuck on. It's this underneath and just down the back a little bit. Yeah. Both. Reverse. All right. Now it gets a little tricky as you bring one up. Now, as this top one starts to go, actually, let's go forward first. So as this one's up here, it's about to go down. As this is about to go down, this one here has to come up. And then as that new top one is going out, the bottom one has to go back. And then as that front one's going down, the back one has to come up. So now it's exactly the same gestures. It's just they're asymmetrical, they're slightly off rhythm with each other, and that's going to cause a challenge. And we're going to be doing this when we're standing up in a moment. Reverse. So as that top one's coming under the armpit, the bottom one is sort of floating forward like a pendulum. As that one's going down the back, this one's coming up the front. And then as it retracts and goes under the armpit, the other one's going forward like a pendulum. And then as it's coming up, that one's going down the back. Wheel. Left and right wheel. Try not to rush it. Take your time. Just kind of ooze your way. Left and right wheel. And then the last one in this, pause here, this hand up high. From the marionette wrist, lead through the heel of the hand. So notice that right there, the heel of the hand starts going down and I press down. And then I soften the wrist and bring it back up. Press. Soft. As this one presses, this one is soft marionette wrist up. Then as this one presses, heel of hand pressing, this one's soft up. Left, right, pressing palm. Pressing palm. Press. 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 And both press, down, release. Okay, let's do a little bit with the legs, then we stand up and we'll do all of it together. Scoot a little bit back in your chair. Chamber and push. Chamber and push. Chamber, push. So the same leg, we'll do 5. It's just getting the pump of that leg going. Switch, chamber, and push a few times. And set that foot down. Other foot, float up, and now just the foot and ankle, point and flex. Invert, evert, that little in, out. And then circles. Reverse circles. Other foot. Point and flex. Invert, evert, that little soft side to side movement of the foot. Circles. And the other way, circles. And down. Scoot forward. Let's go right into our swivel steps. Left leg, turn out, knee and toes, then heel out, knee in. toe out, knee out, heel out, knee in, toe out, knee out, hold, and then walk it in, internal, external, moving from the hip and back. Let's walk it out, 2, 3, 4, hold, in, 2, 3, 4, back. Other leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. We're back. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're back. All right. Hinging. Bow, fold, rise, and lean back. Bow and fold, and remember this little addition of turning the arms so the elbows point forward, internally rotating. And back, and lean back. And then step wide apart, the dragon takes a bow. When you bow, watch how this position in the arms, internally rotated, and then you can bow not only the hips between, but shoulder or the rib cage between shoulders, head and neck drop, and then sitting up, hands and arms to neutral, leaning back, and then back to vertical. As you bow, turn those arms into that little dragon position, and then drop in between to get that little squeeze through the tissue spaces there. Sit back up, lean back. One more. And then right into the dragon stirs the seat. So from leaning back, tip to the right buttock. As you bow to the right, turn the arms into that dragon position and sweep across. Then you come up along the left side, around the back, and over, and around, and back, and around. Once more to that first direction. And switch. Other way. Remember, as you get more comfortable with this one, yes, the primary movement is the hips around the leg bones, but all the vertebra can get just a nice, gentle rolling around each other. And then we're back to middle. Step closer together. Qigong, little closing gesture, settling down, hands right at the belly button height, shoulders relaxed, elbows soft and heavy, hands just floating, light and empty. Mind resting, nestled down in the middle, keeping that as we move to our next phase. Standing up, sitting down, slide the feet back, fold. Head and shoulders going in front of the ankles, and then you just easily push through the earth, stand up tall. And then the butt goes back, sink, land, sit vertical. Fold, and rise. Just effort-free. Using the hydraulic system, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you practice moving with ease, the more you can do with that ease. Now, just squats, butt back, sink, release those arms, let them hang so that you feel the whole back open and rise up. So again, really differentiating between the fitness squat, where they talk a lot about actively sort of back bending your spine. But the way the Taoists view the body is that this whole area needs to be round and open this way, right? This roundness, so that when you sink, the tail goes back And you want to feel all those channels open, all those gates open. And then push down and rise up. And there's another idea that there's two cylinders. So here's our middle, and this is a cylinder on this side all the way up, and this is a cylinder. And so it's those cylinders that we're just sliding. And that the third cylinder is what they call the courtyard, this space out in front of us, which is where a lot of the playtime happens. A lot of the Tai Chi happens in this space right in front, right? Rather than how we experience ourselves often sort of stuck like this. Instead, we're round, we're fluid, right? We've got these pivots and these spirals and whatnot going on in the body, right? So let's do that. Sink chi wash organs. Rock a little back. Rock a little forward. Swinging these pendulums with very light, open, spacious shoulder well. Back. Forward. So now, as you rock back, let that swing just carry back and up. Feel the open space, right? Rather than having to work hard to keep your arms up, it's just open space. Then rock forward to cast the hands out like a fishing line, casting forward. Rock back to your heels, the hands come back. Rock to the middle of your feet, your hands settle at the middle. Then turn those fingers to point down, sink through the courtyard, and soften the arms completely loose. Push through the earth, rise to standing. From the middle, rock back and sweep up those arms. Rock forward, cast forward. Rock back, in past the mouth. Rock middle as hands come to middle. And then open the back side as you just slide down through that courtyard space right in front. Push through the earth, standing with even less grip and hold as before. 3 more like that. Rock, back, rock, forward, rock, back, rock, middle, through. Push through the earth and rise. Back, forward, back, middle, through, rise, and Qigong or closing gesture. Now remember that little family of hand movements we practiced a moment ago? Let the arms come down. As I reach long through the right, left wrist floats up, marionette style. Left foot is empty-ish, right? Not because I'm pulling it off the ground, just because I'm not using it. Then pour that weight through the left leg as you soften long through the left arm. This is a marionette, and this is empty because I'm not using it, not because I'm yanking it up with muscle. Soften and change. It's called left-right yin-yang. So we're inducing an internal mechanism to be our main mechanism. We're opening space around this internal mechanism where the change is happening in the legs as well as this change through the upper body. There's a middle point where both things are controlled from. But we have to soften long to reveal it. Now, the next time you got your weight through the right leg, left hand is high. Let's do the wheel. Left hand extends forward. As that happens, right hand or the lower hand comes back a little bit. Then as that top hand floats down, change the weight into that leg as the bottom hand comes up under the armpit Now you're in this leg. And then one out, one back, one down, one up. So it's kind of like you're walking in place. And notice I'm going left leg, right leg, but I'm not doing a huge amount of lateral in space. I'm just right here, but I'm going through one leg and this is empty. And then I'm through the other leg, this is empty. So when I say left and right, there's some left and right lateral movement, but most of it's down through, down through. Down through. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see some of those angles. The emphasis is on the hand that's going down, down. Let's reverse the wheel. This is one where people get a little confused. It's this retraction and right under the armpit that's needed to really let this one flow. Again, just kind of walking in place, changing the weight. There's this place right between our kidneys, right in our middle back. That is a problem area for most people. It gets stuck, it gets stiff, but that's where that mechanism is that we're trying to liberate, free up, and move from. Loose, open, spacious. And pause with the left hand high, left foot empty. Press through the heel of the hand. As it presses down, go into the left leg, right hand floats up, empty. Then press through right hand as left wrist floats up. Press through left heel of hand as right wrist floats up. Press. 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 So again, just walking in place. Notice how close my hands are to my body, right? So now the hands don't float far away. They just stay right in this little space. So notice if you're still doing, I think Sheila, your hands, now they shouldn't be going out at all. Now they're just right here next to you, up, down. Last one each. Press. So remember, we're not doing the wheel right now. We're just pressing down, pressing down. Now keep that left hand down, bring the right hand down also. Soften, shogun. So that little family of 3 or 4 movements has a particular benefit. And then we close it and we move to another set of movements. Fingertips touch. They extend, arms straight. They're up around chest height. Open, close. Open, close. As you open, go into your right leg. Right? That means the chi is coming up the left side of the body. And then here, the right side going down. Open to the right, close to the left. Open, close. Continue. So you're going to your right, which is that way. My right is this way. Some things we can do like a mirror. Other things have to be done opposite. So that's a challenge for the brain, for you to see what I'm doing and know that it's my right and your right looks opposite. Now, drop the hands in front of the navel. Open. Close. So notice, did you lose already just from that change? Are you opening to your right or are you going to your left now? Are you going to your left? So again, you want to open to your right, close, left. Continue. So this is the middle, opening and closing the 3 basin. The middle basin is from sternum to navel. That space right between here. Close. Make sure you're allowing it to go, 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 go to the ends, and then return soft. One more. And soft. Lower basin, the groin area up to the navel. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open, 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 open. Softly, softly, softly close. Opening to your right, which would be to that direction. This is my right. And then close. Two more. One more. And Shogun. Down. Settle. Be still. That little series did a particular thing, had a particular effect, result. Just let that result settle in. And hands come down. Pendulum swing. Left arm swing forward, right arm swing back. Switch, switch, switch. Now, the next time you have your left arm back, right arm forward, and now I'm being a mirror for you, have the backhand leg empty. Then as you swing, change into that leg. Swing, change, 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 change. I'll turn sideways so you can see the limbs can eventually move quite a bit. Loose. The emphasis is on long through the fingertips, soft. Finding that internal mechanism, slightly adding a rotational component. Right, there's a little bit of a twist happening with this one, very light. And then we take that twisting component, go ahead and relax down, and we take that twisting component one step further. Left hand to right hip, right hand wrap around behind, touch opposite, sort of backside wherever you can touch, and then switch. Right? And notice how the hands are on the body there, Sheila, and they're down here relaxed. So as relaxed as can be. Loose, loose. So now let the movement of the soft hands induce this sort of rotation of your body. Feel it through the ankles, the knees, the hips, up through all the vertebrae in the spine, the shoulders. And this can grow. Over time, you can get a little wider stance. You could even swivel. Now be careful with this, but you see what I'm doing now, swiveling. It's called ringing the temple bell. Then bring it back. Easy, soft, middle. Shogun. Settling down. Just being still for a moment. And hands come down. Now this is called the snake sticks out its tongue. So index and middle finger come up in front, dart like that, and then let it fall. This hand comes up, release. So it's that soft marionette up and then and release it. Dart. Now the opposite of this, just add something where you come up with the hand out, draw it back, and then shoot it out and release it. So it comes up here, draw, extend. Now, so here, up, loose. So it's teaching us a little bit about speed and swiftness, but can you do this with no rush in the body? It's more just so loose that it just goes, yeah, 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 yeah. And Shogun. It's called the snake sticks out its tongue, flicks out its tongue. And touching stars and changing. This elbow is bent. Diagonally reach. Turn the palm up. Let it fall along the far side of a circle. Bend. Reach. Falls. Reach. Falls. Reach. Falls. Now let the feet stay more or less, not glued to the ground, but just wherever they are, they're connected to the ground. And notice how just this movement, when you reach diagonally across, you naturally turn at the waist and your weight goes through the left leg. When you let that arm fall, you naturally turn back this way and you go through the right leg. So we're inducing this mechanism of turn and change leg. Now, swing this hand under, up to that same corner, turn, go over the top of a circle and end up right next to you, totally relaxed. Then come up to that corner again and go, so the inside out circle. We're in our left leg and turning the waist that way. We go into the right leg and turn the waist back that way. And it's just two gestures, 1, 2. So again, this is that Tai Chi feeling where it's very efficient. We're getting all the way back to here in just one soft gesture. There, there. And then do a couple where you don't pause at that corner. It's a whole circle. It's just drawn from your middle. Two more. And other arm. Bend. Extend. Turn the palm up. Falls down the far side of a circle underneath and goes to bend. So gesture 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Feel that natural, easy waist turn, lumbar spine section, and also in the quad, the hips. So when we're reaching across, this opposite groin quad area has to open. When we come this way, this one has to open. Open, open. So again, it's this internal mechanism that we're inducing, we're liberating, we're sort of revealing. One more. Now, 2 gestures. Here, there. Here, and there. Loose, loose. Turning, turning. Now get rid of the hitch and just make it one circle draw. Circle. circle. One more. Now we double that up. Bend this right elbow. Reach it across. Turn the palm up. As this one falls down, this elbow bends. And we reach. As this one comes down, this elbow bends. Reach. As it falls, that one bends. Reach. 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 Feel the waist turn, the quad, or that groin area, softly opening. Turn, turn, turn. And remember, we just did that snake flicks out its tongue. And so even though we're not darting the finger across, it's got that whoom. It's got a little bit of that vibe, that sort of shut to the corner. Shut, shut, shut. And inside out circle. So to that corner. As this comes over the top, this one comes under and goes to that corner. Over the top, this one comes under, goes to the corner. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then you can just get rid of that hitch and just make it circles. Circles. And remember, even though I'm going to my left leg to my right leg, there's not a huge amount of going to the left, going to the right. It's just turning in the middle. The middle stays stable, yet now I'm in one leg, now I'm in the other. So we never lose our middle. And finish. Qigong. Settling. Now, this is a little bit more involved. Shift weight to the right leg. Step the left foot out just a little bit. Get yourself a slightly wider stance and have the toes turned out just a little bit. Make 2 soft fists. Right? So now we're in that stance. Extend left fist. Now it looks like I'm punching across, but notice that my body's not staying middle and my hand going across. In fact, the fist is just coming out and I'm turning from here and here. And so the fist ends up coming sort of across past the midline. Then soften and make the fist again. As you pull that one back, the other one extends. Soften both and then make the soft fist again. Notice I'm not clenching the hell out of it. Soft and then turn. So again, it's this turn, turn, but it's allowing the fist now to go out and then it draws back as the other goes out. And again, notice that I'm not punching across myself. I'm essentially punching forward, but I'm turning from the middle. So it ends up over here. Punch, punch, punch. And so there's a whole punch series that we're doing here. This is kind of sort of the simplest one, but this feeling of they're sort of toned and then they soften. And then they tone and soften. And you can feel this energetic thing through the whole body of active and then active. So it sort of squeezes everything and then release. Turn, turn, turn. Now those same thing, but the punches go down, 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 down. And they're sort of down at a diagonal, not straight down, but forward and down, down, down. I'm just turning from the quad and from the lumbar. Turn, turn. And because our legs are stepped wide and turned out a little bit, that's what's forcing us to open here and open here. Here. Now back to middle punch. And upper punch, not too high, but just up in front. Up, 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 up. Now back to middle punch, and this is the final one, the most involved one. So this arm that's extended, turn and do reach it across your body. Notice your weight's a little bit in your right leg. And then pull that hand back and extend this one, punching to that same side. Notice you naturally go into this leg. Then stay in this leg, turn. Point to that wall. And then pull. Turn. Pull. Turn. Remember, soft. We're not trying to hammer anything. We're just softly. So we're across. And then when we do this, there's this almost this kind of opening, almost like you're drawing a bow, right? Like an archer's bow. And then keep that relationship between the arms as you turn, and then draw the bow on the other side. Turn. Draw. Turn. Draw. Turn. Draw. Turn. Draw. So this is great for the waist, great for the spine, it's great for the liver and the spleen, because we're getting a little like ringing out happening right at the level of kidneys, liver, and spleen. Sha. 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 And middle. Shogun. And then finally, hands down in front here, make soft fists. Step again to that stance if you left that stance, that's slightly wider, little sunk. So not too wide, but just not perfectly together. Swing. Swing. Like two pendulums. Notice how when they swing over to this side, your quad over here has to open and your waist has to turn that way. So it's the same internal mechanism, and just we're looking at all the different movements that it can create. Now swing, let it swing up. And carry, look at the relationship of my fists to each other. Yeah, so they're not equal to each other because you'd have to, they're here, right? So again, swing and notice that relationship. Yeah, there it is, good. Swing, so now they come up and over, and now they come softly down. Turn, up, turn, carries them over. Turn, they swing up. The same little quad and waist turn carries them over. Hum. Shoo. 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 Last one, then we switch directions by letting it swing through. Swing back. Finding that middle fulcrum where you're controlling the whole movement. And finish. Shogun. Settle. Right foot a little in front, left foot a little behind, turned out. Open. So staying, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm not cranking it to be here, but it's also not here. So that's what Tai Chi Qigong really is all about, is that there's these positions that are not linear. There's a roundness. Also, my arms are not bent, nor are they straight. They're in this bow, like a bow that's being slightly drawn. So here. Now, your front foot is empty. Shift into your front foot. Your hands come up over the top of a rainbow and cross that front foot hand on top. And they come down and swing a little behind. Swing back up in front with that same top hand on top. Shift into your back leg. Settle to that bow position. Palms up. And again, we're not back. We're through. Shift into your front leg, your hand comes over the top, cross. This soft swing, but you stay in your front leg, swing, still in your front leg, and then open the rainbow, settle into your back leg. Up, over, swing, swing, settle into your back leg. Front leg, over the top, swing, swing, into your back leg. Into your front leg, swing, swing, back. Front, wha. Remember to stay in your front leg. So that's really one of the main mistakes people make. Stay in the front leg. Don't shift into your back leg, Sheila, right? People go like this, right? Instead of stay in the front leg, then go into your back leg. Stay in the front leg. And Sheila, look at that. Huh? Here. Here. One more. Switch feet. 1, 2. That means this hand will be on top. Front leg. Stay in the front leg. Back leg. Front leg. Back leg. Continue. This induces closing in the chest abdomen, opening chest abdomen, closing, opening. The arms are in internal rotation. They stay in internal rotation, stay in internal rotation, external rotation. Internal stay, external. Three more. And on this last one, you just let your arms swing. Shogun. Down. Shift your weight to your right leg. I'm sorry, left leg. Right foot out in front. Now shift a little bit into this front leg. So you're here, established here, and you're going to stay here. And notice the torso is at a slight tilt. So I'm not vertical, slightly tilted. Scoop and bring the hand up. Now you see, it's not scooped like this. It is scooped sort of forwardish, right? So forwardish. Scoop, feel that waist turn that you get there. Then turning, scoop, scoop, scoop. And the head stays stable. Everything else is rotating. And you're in that front leg, and you're just loosening up middle back, upper back, shoulders. This is a shui show, or a swinging arms, which is similar to what we just did a moment ago, swinging arms. And the ringing the temple bell. And pause, switch your leg position. So shift into your back leg, step back, shift, step the other foot in front, shift a little into that leg. So you're established here and slightly be tilted at a diagonal. And so, and I'm well aware that these are all weird. These things are all kind of weird. They're kind of like, what are we doing? But I will tell you, you play around with this stuff. There's a reason these Taoists discovered and came up with all these little techniques. It's like they're doing something for us that, again, you have to do it to understand it. But once you tap in, you realize, wow, these are great tools, wringing out tension, helping our organs, helping the nervous system, and just relax. Settle. Shogun. A very light self-massage. Hands on the groin area. Inguinal, groin. To the front hip flexors. Around to the sacrum and tail. Up onto the love handle, lumbar, then around to the front, thumbs on the inside, middle fingers on the outside. You squeeze and dredge the channels through the knees, dredge the channels down the shins to the ankles, and then soften and bring the hands around to the inside and just slide them up to the navel. Come around the hips. Sacrum and tail, lumbar, then come back around to the front. Get ready to dredge from as high up on the hip flexors as you can. Squeeze and dredge, squeeze and dredge all the way down, and then soften and just let soft hands come up the inseam of the legs, past the groin to the navel. One more time. Dredge. Dredge, and soft. And then lastly, up the outer, over the shoulder, turn the arm palm up, come down the inside, off. Yang channels moving in this direction, yin channels moving in that direction. Yang, yin, yang, yin. One more. This is just kind of resetting everything. And this side, all the way up the outside over the shoulder. Turn the palm, sweep off. All the way over the shoulder. Turn the hand up, sweep down the inseam and off the palm. All the way up the outer, come around, down the inner. Outer, inner, two more. One more. Bounce. So your toes stay on the ground, lift and lower the heels and let there be a sort of a boing, 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 and let everything be loose. Feel the spaces in between shaking loose where the pain and achiness and rust builds up. Then pause. Then the legs come a little in, out, like so. Shake, 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 shake. Feel that looseness all the way up through the hips. Then right heel lift, then left heel, and right left, right left. It's kind of like you're running in place. But when you really tighten it up, it creates like a chi machine shake all the way up. You might even feel it to the neck and skull. Shoulders, shin meet. So that's these arms floating, and then inside here going shake. And then wrists, forearms, arms, and sync chi wash organs, final gesture. Out, back, middle, through the courtyard. Back up to standing. Back, forward, back, middle, through. One more. Shogun. Seal. Boom. Boom. Right on top of the belly button. Taoist bow. Huh. 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 That shape eventually you just make by going zoop. Right? Zoop. Thank you. All righty. Well done, everybody. A lot of new stuff, some really 100% new stuff, some kind of new stuff, some familiar stuff. Anyway, questions, feel free. I know people have places they got to go, so you can wave. You can always email me questions as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Otto.
Yeah.